world?
So my idea is the Sportbot. It's the world's first moving tennis ball machine. Moving meaning that it can move throughout the entire tennis court and shoot balls from different locations on the court. And this allows players and coaches to simulate real tennis matches.
Uh, so if I understand this correctly, I can imagine I play against Ivanišević or somebody like that.
Yeah, I mean, all of the ball machines on the market right now are stationary. So you place them on the court, and those balls are then shot from that location. But as every tennis player knows, tennis is really dynamic. None of the balls are from the same spot. While these machines are good for, let's say, beginners or maybe intermediate players, to improve their technique, to improve their even stamina, right? There's not much more that can be done with these machines. Once you master those basics, you really need to get advanced shot sequences, patterns that occur during a real match. And this is what the Sportbot there that then allows people to train and to prepare for.
Excellent. So when was that moment when we went from the idea, okay, we need something more, and uh, to let's do it? Was that a moment, a person? What was that trigger?
Hmm. So actually, everything started during the pandemic. This was 2020, I think. Then we had those crazy restrictions, right? We weren't allowed to play with other players and so on. But I still wanted to continue playing tennis. And being an engineer, I was fascinated by these ball machines that were on the market. So I rented a few of those. And like I said before, I quickly saw that they're good for beginners, but there's not much more to it. So that's when I decided that, firstly, I would fill my own need by building a solution, and that this would also then be good for other players. And then it was around, let's say, 1.5 years, 2.5 years of development and of learning, most importantly. When you decide to do something like this, you really see how not that you don't know enough, right? So this was a process, and then on summer 2022, so 2 years later, I managed to complete the first prototype, and this was the breakthrough as I, let's say, showed it to players and to coaches on the local tennis court here in Kamnik, Slovenia. And after receiving good feedback, this was actually a breakthrough that I decided, okay, this is something worth pursuing. It's not a hobby, which was just some development hobby. But after receiving good feedback from the users, from the players, from the coaches, this was, I decided that to take this more seriously.
So, but how did you start? It was just you alone, or do you have a team or some supporters, or how does it
Yeah,
work?
initially I was alone, but then at that time, at summer 2022, I reached out to some of the incubators here in Slovenia, business accelerators, incubators, and so on, to help me up. And there I decided to team up with Catapult. If you know them, they're a business incubator, startup incubator that supports projects with physical projects, which are hardware products. And they offer mentorship, they offer great expertise, testing, also manufacturing, and they were a great help on this journey.
Yes, because I work mainly with software companies, and it's something really different if you make a physical product. So, what would be different if you started from the scratch now with the knowledge that you have?
That's the exact. That's you said the last bit with the knowledge that you have now, right?
Mhm.
If I if I had it, the process would be much quicker. Maybe I would change something in the sense that I would perhaps look for more help of people. But if I look back, I think it's helpful to learn all those skills, because once you start scaling up, once you start building on this, I think this lack of skills on different areas could bite you. So I'm kind of glad that I went through the process, not just mechanical design, also electronics and software. So you get the foundation right, and you can work on this foundation later on.
Okay. Do you planning to do something more enhanced with this machine right now, or what are your plans for the future?
Yeah, the plans are mainly then software on firmware oriented, right? Once there is a base machine which has which will act as a platform for further development, because the machine is designed in a way that can be upgraded a lot. So it can be smarter and smarter and smarter. And we see from the feedback that we get from the coaches and the players that, and also from the trends in tennis, that there's the trend going towards analytics. Of course, AI is now big. This is, yeah, okay, here's the video.
Let's see a bit of what we are talking about.
Yeah. This is a video that we shot with a WTA professional, Veronika Rjavec. She's great. She won an award for the highest rankings. How do you call it? She climbed the most spaces, the most positions in the WTA here in Slovenia. So she's very promising player. Yeah, you can see the machine moved here. The machine moves, and this allows players to practice different shot combinations that occur during the real match. And we can simulate, let's say, if a player is playing against a player that's overly using some patterns. The players can now train these patterns and really prepare for the match. While before, they had to have a dedicated player to do that, or a coach, but of course we were human, right? None of us can play those balls for, let's say, hundreds, 200 times, right? And these are the repetitions in one practice that you need to really hone those shots and prepare yourself and improve.
So, how many of these machines are already in function, and how is the business going?
Right now, we're doing the first batch. So we're launching right now as we speak. And we're currently focusing here in Slovenia and in European countries that are close to Slovenia. So Italy, Germany, Austria are main focus. We also have some pre-orders around Europe, but this is the focus right now because we're close and we can really connect with people, with the users, and get concrete feedback, which is the most important thing, in my opinion, to make something that's useful for the users.
Mm-hmm. So, if the listeners of this event could help you with something, what would that be?
Again, I think the feedback is the most important thing. If any of the listeners are players, coaches, perhaps, I would love to connect, to try it out with the players and see how it goes and how it feels to use in the practices.
Okay, are you still working on this alone, or do you have a dedicated team or a part of the accelerator, or how does
we are a small team. We are a small team, yes. We also have some freelancers, some help from people who are not full-time developers and people testing the product. But we're slowly growing, yeah, of course.
Okay. So I'm a great advocate of teamwork and connecting with people. So how do you manage to, I don't know, get them all in the right direction where you are looking and you want them to go right there?
To set the vision.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
do you have problems with that, or I think it's a product that doesn't really need so much.
It speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I I think the most important thing is to have the vision right. People need to know what they are working towards and what's the meaning in the work. And this makes everything better. And of course, that the characters of people are complementary between each other. I think that's also very, very important to consider once you start building a team.
So, do you think that it's better to have people that are aligned with uh, uh, in the way of thinking, or that are different and crash their opinions
Very
and
good, very good.
make good new ideas?
Yeah, people who think alike are, of course, easier to let's say convince into a direction to the vision that you're going through. But I think you also need those people who clash with your thoughts, because this sparks then innovation, in my opinion.
Yeah.
This makes you think differently, and this is the real fuel then for ideas that no one has heard of, and of course of execution. Execution is very important.
Okay, great. Uh, so, what else would you add?
I mean, I would love that anybody listening to this would reach out and.
So, an important question that I missed: when, where can they try this machine, or how?
Okay, so if you're in Slovenia, there are several places here across Slovenia, mostly in central Slovenia, that you can rent the machine. You can try it out, and you can also pre-order it on our website right now, and it's being delivered. Okay, this first batch is already reserved, but the next batch is going to be end of summer, perhaps
How big
the
is the
autumn.
batch? How many machines?
Several dozens.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, will we be able to put some more detailed informations in the comments so the people can look up?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, great. Well, excellent. I really like this idea. I like that you managed to put it in the reality, because a lot of people think, okay, this is an idea that somebody will steal from me if I go public with it, and don't even start because they're afraid of that. And I'm really impressed with people like you that do that. That's why I'm doing this, and trying to show to the world that ideas has to make to the product. Otherwise,
Yeah.
what's
There's
the
there's two different mindsets here regarding this process. One mindset is, okay, let's build in quiet, let's protect everything, let's file patents and so on, which of course is good, but this makes you very sensitive to, are you even building a product that people want? While on the other hand, there's this lean startup methodology, which tells you, okay, just MVP, test, show, test, show, test, show. But of course, in this scenario, it's very hard to protect anything, and you're very susceptible to. Right now, if you're in social media, the whole world can see it, right? So there's risk in both approaches. I went for the second approach, so just show it as soon as possible, and I don't regret it. I think it was a good decision, and because hardware is very complex and it's difficult to iterate in my right, with regards to software, which you can iterate much faster. And there really is a huge cost if you build something that people don't want, while on the other hand, software, you can be much more agile with it.
Yeah, I like that approach too. And more than I don't know, even production capabilities are all oriented in this MVP mentality.
Yeah,
Let's build something quick, even if it will crash soon, but we'll have
fast.
something in our hand, and we can then prove with the potential customers and see the feedback and
Yeah.
adjust. And yes, that's great.
And
I think.
I think this methodology is only going to get stronger because of all the tools that are now available for this. Even for for software, of course, you now have AI, which produces quick MVPs. And for hardware products now, you have 3D printing, which is almost indistinguishable from some other professional technologies like injection molding and so on. So yeah, I think it's a good approach in this world that's changing faster and faster and faster.
Okay. Well, thank you for being my guest, and thank you for your information. And I think we'll have to repeat this after a few months and see how it's going.
I'd be glad to. Yes.
And for our next episode, I'm hosting Ivana Todorovic, who is posting on LinkedIn. Will know who I'm talking about. Who is not, check them out for themselves. Thank you.
Bye bye. Thank you.